This is just absolutely amazing to know that you played football at a top level, at a really top level continuously, and you're also a medical doctor.
We have to be ready for all types of emergencies.
How is it possible that you managed to study for medicine? How did you manage both of that? What's your advice? Hello, Tyrone. Hello, Dr. Tyrone Pinto.
Hi, Joey. How are you?
Good. Welcome, Dr. Pinto, to the channel Kahani's Golden Bites. Very happy to have you on the channel today.
Yeah, thank you.
Dr. Tyrone Pinto, just for our viewers, uh, as we get into more details, could you please share which city you are in, Doctor?
I'm presently living in Dehradun,
You're in Dehradun. Oh,
the capital of Uttarakhand.
yeah, capital of Uttarakhand. And Doctor, which area are you working in? Which area are you is your work?
Okay. I'm presently working in a Combined Medical Institute. It's a combination of different departments of gynecology, neurosurgery, gastroenterology, medicine, orthopedics, and I work in emergency medicine. So I work in the emergency department as an emergency medical officer. I've been working last 6.5 years.
Okay. So, Doctor, when I hear emergencies, what comes to mind is that you're probably always on your toes, is it? Because that's the nature of emergency. Am I correct, Doctor?
Yeah, it's true. Actually, in emergency, we have to be alert. That's the first thing which we have to be. We have to be ready for all types of emergencies as we get a lot of head injuries, traumas, sudden panic situations when attendants bring the patients in with no knowledge of what has happened to the patients and they come in a panic state. So we have to be ready for all kinds of situations.
So the emergency is really very, very different from the regular OPD or even in serious cases in other departments where you have the luxury of time. You can refer to files, you can refer to past records, but here you have to your reaction has to be very fast. Is that correct?
Yes, that's true. Actually, I can give you an example of we get patients with sometimes in gasping states. So they bring in patients just in gasping states, suffering from breathing difficulty or chest pain. So we have to assess the situation and the patient, and according to that, we have to manage the patient. That is what management is the first thing what we have to do, and our mind should be alert and we should be focused on our job. So that's why it's really important for us to manage the situation so that we can treat the patient within, we can say, seconds. It takes seconds to manage them as such. If because breathing difficulty can be a patient in gasping state, we need to intubate him and put him on the ventilator immediately. He may need ventilatory support. So we have to assess the whole situation, explain it to the relatives. Even sometimes it's important for one of the relatives to be in front of the patient while we are managing and treating the patient.
Mm.
So the main thing is to be alert always. That's the main thing.
So and very unpredictable, obviously, Doctor. And so, Doctor, this is quite challenging, and the fact that the country and the world is going through this phase of COVID, it just adds a different dimension to the challenges that you have to face on a daily basis. It just increased. I mean, apart from all the emergencies that you were dealing with.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Because at present, see, in this COVID time, earlier, the last 6 months was a little it was under lockdown, so there were very few patients coming in. But now, at present, out of at least 10 patients, we get 7 or 8 are COVID positive patients who are coming in. So, what we have done now is as soon as the patient comes in, we do the rapid antigen test, which is available in our hospital. So, to check whether the patient is positive or not. And in case the patient is positive, we have to refer the patient to a government hospital. So that whole process takes around 45 minutes. So half an hour to inform them, and within 15 minutes we refer the patient to the government hospital. Whether he is in a really bad respiratory state, in a respiratory failure, or whether he's asymptomatic without any symptoms. And if the patient is negative, then only we start treating the patients. That is what are the guidelines at present in our hospital and emergency.
So, doctor, these are really challenging times. I mean, it's just a new additional, very scary dimension, but you're all fighting out. Your entire healthcare professionals across the country and the world are really fighting it out. Kudos to you all. And, doctor, if I may just for a moment take you back into your childhood days.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I could take you back into your childhood days for for a little while, away from your work at present, is that if I were to ask you a question, in your childhood days, did you play sports? Did sports interest you at all, doctor?
Yeah, I was very into sports. I was like a sports freak, and I played a lot of games. I played many games. It was like a jack of all trade. But I was interested more in. I was more into football, soccer.
Oh,
So professionally, I played soccer, but not at say the India level, but at state level. I played pre-Delhi, zonal, played for school and for state level and for club also in Delhi.
so that was a lot you said. Doctor, so you played for school. If I may just start with that, you played for school football.
Yes, yes, that's true.
Okay.
I studied in St. Xavier's, Delhi,
Okay.
and I started playing football a little later by sixth standard. So I started from sixth standard, but I went into more professionally by eighth, say by eighth standard. So in eighth I was playing, and I started playing for the school team from ninth onwards.
So you started playing for the school in the ninth, and
Yeah.
and given what you just said a moment ago, I'm guessing you would have probably even captained. Did you get to captain the school team? Was this
Yeah, I captained the school team in the class 12th.
okay?
Yeah, and I used to play center forward till class 10th or till class 11th. I played center forward, and later on in class 12th, I started playing midfield. So I adjusted myself in the field.
So, doctor, okay, and was the school team good? Did you all reach any finals? Did you all play, some tournaments during your school days, doctor?
Yeah, we did play quite a lot of tournaments because I remember all my exams. The whole team used to give it in the tournaments were always during the exam days, and the exams we always gave it in the principal's office after the tournaments. So,
Okay.
so
Okay.
yeah, we went to play. We played inter-district, inter-school tournaments, inter-zonal tournaments. We played for Mount St. Mary's. Then we played for Jatin Bedi tournament, Modern School, Barakamba Road. They conducted a tournament. We played for that. And inter-district was which we played, and we did well. We won the Mount St. Mary Cup. We were the winners in Mount St. Mary's. I think we came third in this interzonal tournament,
Interzonal.
in the
Okay.
Delhi, yeah, in Delhi zones. We came third in that tournament, and we participated in Limca and in Jatin tournament. That's what we, and we even went to Jaipur. There were few trips to Jaipur also, in which our school traveled.
So, Doctor, what I make out is, from what you've shared, is you played a lot of football. You played for the school team. You captained the school team. The school team was good enough. It wasn't mediocre. It reached the finals in tournaments. Y'all have even picked up the cup. So it was active, and I also heard you mention professional football. I mean, when was that? Did I hear right?
Yeah, I played for a club. I played for Goan Sports Club in I started in my school days in class 11th, and I went on to play for say around 3 years. And later on, also after my studies, when I came back, I played for the club again for
Oh.
Goan Sports Club. So I started in my school days. That's the main thing.
What I recall of Goan Sports Club in those days was during my college days. I remember, in the mid 80s, they were a top team. They lifted the Delhi Soccer League title cup. I know a lot of their players were actually called for the India team. They did play for India. So, it was a top level club. So if you were playing for the Goan Sports during the time you mentioned, you clearly were a top football player. So, so this is just absolutely amazing to know that you played football at a top level, at a really top level continuously, and you're also a medical doctor. So,
Yeah.
so, doctor, so after school, what did you do? How did you, you went for medicine, is that correct?
Yeah, after I completed my school, I actually, before going for medicine, I joined Sri Ram College of Commerce. So I even have played I played the inter-college tournament, which was conducted in the first semester of my first year in college.
So after your 12th and before you joined medicine, you were for a very short period
Short
uh,
period, yeah.
yeah, in Sri
Yeah, that's
Ram.
true.
Okay.
Sri Ram College of Commerce, yeah.
And you played the inter college at the Delhi University level. And was the team any good? I know it used to have a good.
Yeah, they were. Sri Ram College of Commerce was really good in football and hockey and in basketball, I think. But we played the inter-college tournament, and we reached the finals. But it was sad because we lost in the last in the extra time 1-0. We lost to PGTAV College. So we lost 1-0 to them in extra time. So that was in the finals of the inter-college tournament.
This is absolutely brilliant, Doctor. So, what I see from you is you were a top level football player and you're a medical doctor today. So, let me ask you some questions that some sportsmen or some parents may be having in their head and on their behalf. Is that, Doctor, how is it possible that, you managed to study for medicine? Because this is very serious studies. It is not, cracking a small little exam. It involves a lot of very serious studies, and you've played very serious and top level football. How did you manage both of that? What's your advice to say, if I may start with young parents who have children playing, little games and sports? What would be your advice to them? Is it possible to combine both? How did you manage it, Doctor?
Well, Joby, to start with studies, I used to divide my time. I used to divide my time, school time, and coming back from school, I used to do the homework, and study was just 1 hour. I used to spend just 1 to 2 hours on studies. That's all I could study at that time. And sports, I used to play. I used to get up at 5 in the morning, early in the morning, and I used to leave at 5:30. So we had practice from 5:30 in the morning till 7 in school. So 1.5 hours for sports. I used to devote that time, and the rest of the time was devoted at home for studies. And the main thing is, I never went for tuitions. The time I saved in traveling for tuitions. So I did not have time for tuitions. So I used to study at home. And I was also into musical instruments. I used to play the piano. So I had twice a week music classes at Delhi School of Music in Chalakyapuri. So I studied till grade 4, theory and practice. So my time was really divided. So
So that's
I would, yeah, the advice what I would give for parents is if you make a timetable and you can find time at all. You can find time, and it's very important to find time to be active physically, not mentally also, because studying 24 hours will keep you really stressed out. So you need to practice, you need to play, you need to at least keep your mind away from studies at least 2 hours a day. So that's what I would advise them.
so doctor, you were a football player, a top level player, that was clear. Now you've also said that you played piano, you studied piano formally at the Delhi School of Music. Now that's a top music school, and it's, connected with, affiliated with the London School of Music. Um, and with the, I think Trinity School is that there are different syllabus that
Trinity.
they follow, right? Trinity and
Yes, they Trinity and Royal. I studied from Royal School.
Royal School.
Royal School.
So
Yeah.
this is very serious form of music, a very serious form of football that you've played, and a doctor today, and so you would get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I think what comes out very clearly, doctor, is that where there's a will, there's a way. So you were determined that you wanted to do well, and you wanted to do various things, which is your football, your music, and your studies. You let none of them get impacted. So very clearly you've achieved what you have only because of the kind of dedication you showed. Doctor, what would be your advice to some of the sportsmen, who are uh, who play a lot of sports today? What would be your advice to those students who play
To
a lot?
manage.
Yes, how can they study? Is studying possible in spite of their playing, or along with their playing, choose whichever word? Doctor, what would be your advice to them?
Joby, I would give advice as I would tell them to find at least if you study, don't study the whole time. At least 2 hours a day is more than enough just to study. Other than your homework, other than your extracurricular, 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours is max that you should sit and concentrate. Main thing is concentration. If you concentrate, you can complete the syllabus, you can do your work, and playing is very important. It keeps you fresh, it keeps you healthy, it keeps you alive. So even that should be at least 2 hours, at least 1 to 2 hours a day is more than enough for you to be, and so that you keep a timetable and follow that timetable. So I think each and everyone who can cope up with studies and sports, he will manage it very well.
So,
He or she can manage it really well. Yeah.
Doctor, what you're clearly saying is that playing playing actively as well as studies, one can do both if one just plans out and is regular with both of these, and it's very, very possible. And and coming from someone like you, who's achieved both, it's very clearly, it's not a lecture, it is actually sound advice coming based on what you've actually achieved. So thank you very much, doctor. And doctor, I won't take more of your time. I know you're having the situation in the hospital, and your colleagues, and the entire infrastructure is not easy. But even then, I know you've been working at night, as you told me just before we started this call. You need to catch up on sleep. Thank you very much, doctor, for your time, for your valuable time, for your advice. I'm sure a lot of viewers of this channel are going to stand to benefit, some immediately, some in the long term. but your advice is very, very valuable. And thank you so much for your time, doctor. Thank you very much. And I wish you all the best. And once again, thank you for coming on the channel.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Thank you.